Welcome back and welcome to my February TBR video. Hands up who thought that January was never going to end. But it did mean that I did get a lot of reading done. As you will see when my January wrap-up video comes out, I did read a lot, so the fact that there were many days in January meant for more readings. That was good. February, there are a lot of books released at the start of this month, and so I have a lot of February releases to talk about. I will of course be talking about the books that I'm going to be reading as part of our Page Tune read along, which I made a video about. I will leave it linked up here. So yes, I would really love if you would join us for that. I will be vlogging the whole process as well, so at the end of the read along you will have my impression of all the books, and obviously each month in the monthly wrap up I will talk about the Page Tune books that I've read. So yes, let's jump right in with some February releases and then my Page Tune books and then some other books that I want to get to. On my Kindle, I have several e-arcs that I would like to get to, which are just all released at the start of the month. It's fine. On February 4th here in the US, we have Yes, No, Maybe So, which is by Becky Albertalli and Aisha Saeed, and I've also ordered this one as my book of the month, so we'll see if I end up reading it on Kindle or if I wait to read the hardback that comes with my book of the month. But I'm really excited about this release, and so when I saw that it was going to be one of the book of the month choices, I was like, yes, gotta put that in there, gotta put that in there. Then on February the 5th in the UK, we have New Beginnings at Glendale Hall released, which is the next book in the Glendale Hall series. I'm not sure if it's stopping at a duology or if we're going a bit further than that. This is by Victoria Walters, and I absolutely loved coming home to Glendale Hall last year. I have a video interview with Victoria, which if you haven't seen it, I will link it up here. And at the minute, as of filming this, both books are on a Kindle deal, so they're only 99p, so I will leave the link to that in the description box because they're so wonderful. And as I'm filming this, I have already started New Beginnings at Glendale Hall. It's so good so far, and I can see some things that are going to be revealed. Very exciting, very exciting. Then on February the 6th, we have a new Lucy Diamond novel coming out, which I normally do my Lucy Diamond on audiobook, but I haven't decided yet. I've got until Thursday to decide, so we'll see. It's called An Almost Perfect Holiday, and I've no doubt it will have some wonderful characters and probably a nice little dog in there as well somewhere, probably. But I'm excited for that one. And then big release. I haven't started reading this yet just because I've been a little bit intimidated. A lot of people had early copies. I got mine at the end of last year and everybody was reading it and loving it, and I was a little bit intimidated by the hype and intimidated by the fact that this is a Marion Keyes novel. We have a new Marion Keyes novel and it's called Grown Ups, and the hardback edition looks absolutely stunning. And again, I'm like, oh, shall I order it in hardback? Shall I do it? I've got a copy on my Kindle, but shall I order it in hardback? I just don't know. And then also on February the 6th, we have The Neighbours by Nicola Gill released, which I am on the blog tour for. My blog is always linked in the description box below, so I'm going to be reviewing this as part of the blog tour. It's released on February the 6th, but I'm not on the blog tour until I believe March or the end of February, either end of February, beginning of March. So I have slightly less pressure to read this one because I'm not on the blog tour until then. And then also on February the 6th, we have Perfect Kill by Helen Fields, which I believe is the 6th book in this series, like Perfect Silence, Perfect Remains, they're all called those. And I already have a review of this one on the blog, so I will leave that in the description box for you as well in case you want to possibly think about pre-ordering that for Thursday. And then on February the 18th here in the US, we have Of Curses and Kisses by Sandia Menon, which is a new series from her, slightly different. I do have a copy of this on my Kindle, and I did read a chapter sampler that I got at BookCon, but this one comes out on February 18th. And she is having a launch here in Denver at Tattered Cover, but it's the same night as I have trivia, and I'm like, oh, don't know which to go to. I want to go to the launch, but I also want to go to trivia. I just don't know which to do. So yeah, by the time, you know, it comes around, I'll let you know. I'll let you know on Instagram. Also linked in the description box. And then the physical brief that I have here, that I'm like, why haven't I read this yet? Because I've had it since Book Expo, so I've had it since literally May, and I feel really bad that I haven't read it because I was really excited about it. And again, I'm kind of been put off by the pressure to read it. Do you feel that sometimes with books? There's like pressure to love it, pressure to enjoy it, and you know, when it's an anticipated book like this or like The Marian Keys, there's a lot of pressure. It's fine. And this is The Gravity of Us by Phil Samper, which just sounds amazing, and everyone I know that's read it has loved it, and the audiobook's going to have a full cast, which I'm really excited about as well. Maybe that's why I'm holding off. Maybe I'm like, I'm going to love the audiobook, I'm going to read it on audiobook, I'm going to buy it and read it on audiobook. But this is out in the US on the 4th of February, so not a lot of time to read it, but it's going to happen. I'm going to read it this month, and I know I'm going to love it. It's fine. It's fine. And then we also have, now this isn't one of them, but also in the UK on February the 20th, we have the new Quick Reads books coming out. And there is a Millie Johnson, and there is a collection of short stories, which is a little bit like this one. So this one came out, it was Quick Reads I want to say it was Quick Reads 2016. Maybe it was Quick Reads 2015. Let me see. 2016, yeah. So Quick Reads 2016, they released this anniversary, which was edited by Veronica Henry. And this was 10 tempting stories from 10 best-selling authors. And there's a similar one coming out this time, which is edited by Fanny Blake, who's kind of spearheading a lot of the Quick Reads stuff. So I have all the Quick Reads books pre-ordered on my Kindle, but I probably will end up getting some of them as a physical copy as well. There's one by Claire McIntosh coming out, there's one by Beth Reekles coming out. It's just going to be really exciting, and I'm just really excited. I will leave the link to the Quick Reads in the description box as well, because they're doing a lot of exciting new things since they've changed from being sort of Quick Reads to the reading agency Quick Reads, and I've always loved Quick Reads, and I will love everything that they do. So yes, Quick Reads coming out in the UK on the 20th of February. Then my page tune books that I am going to be reading. Obviously, I have already started the first one because it's already February as I'm filming this. But the first book that we are reading starting on the 1st of February is Lucy in the Sky. I am reading this on audiobook and I'm very excited about it. Then next week, so starting on the 8th of February, we're going to be reading Johnny Be Good, which is the first in a duology, which we're reading the entirety of in the month of February. So Johnny Be Good is the first one, and then Baby Be Mine is the next one, which we're reading the week after, so that will be the 15th of February. And then they also have 2 novella short story sequels that come with them, which can be found in this bind up One Perfect Christmas. There's Johnny's Girl and there's another Johnny's Girl, and then a Johnny's Girl extra scene. So Johnny's Girl is like, 65 pages, so it's, a decent chunk to read after Johnny Be Good and Baby Be Mine. So we have our page tune books, and as I say, I've linked that video up there for you. If you're interested in joining along, you can ask me any questions in the comments, or I'll also leave the blog post, or you can just hit me up on Instagram or on Twitter, and we'd love to have you on board. And then one that I'm going to be reading in February that's not a February release, but the movie of this one comes out in February, and this is P.S. I Still Love You by Jenny Han, which is, as the movie's called, P.S. I Still Love You to All the Boys I've Loved Before. It's got like a massively long title, and I do have a trailer reaction to that second trailer for the Netflix movie coming up for you, but this is my lovely signed edition of P.S. I Still Love You that I got at BookCon when I got to meet Jenny Han. There it is. At the author's breakfast, and I do have an audiobook copy of this one, so I'm going to be reading this in readiness for watching the movie on February the 12th. because that's when it comes out. So that's next week. Very exciting, very exciting. So although this isn't a February release, the movie is a February release, so I have to read the book in February. Then we have some other books that I would like to get to, which seems super ambitious, but when you see my January wrap up, you'll see that, you know, it is possible. It is possible that this happens. My book of the month read that's coming is a early release copy, so I would like to get to this one in February because it doesn't come out until the beginning of March. So I would like to read it, and also, you know, when the book of the month books come in, a lot of people put them off for a long time, and so I'd actually like to read it in the month that it comes to me. Something revolutionary about that. And this one is Anna K by Jenny Lee, which I've only heard amazing things about. A lot of people seem to have read early copies of this one and are shouting about it. It's been on my Goodreads want to read shelf for a long time, so I'm excited to read this one. And then an audiobook that came out last week that I just got is Don't Read the Comments by Eric Smith, which again sounds amazing and very relevant, and so I have this on audio and I'm looking forward to reading it. And then one that I am on the blog tour for at the very beginning of March and comes out at the very beginning of March is When Life Gives You Lemons by Fiona Gibson, and this one I have on my Kindle to read, and I'm hoping to get to it sooner rather than later, but this is one of these that I have on my Kindle and I would like to read. So if I've got extensive periods of time where I'm traveling, or you know, just want my lighter Kindle with me rather than my whole stack of February TBR, this is on there for that. And then another one which I have on Kindle that comes out in March that I would like to read this month, and I'm very excited to read, and I don't want to do the same as I did with some of those other books that I'm super hyped for, and I kind of want to read before the hype comes out, is My One True North by Millie Johnson, which I'm very excited about. I haven't even kind of looked into the blurb of this one. I'm just gone, it's a Millie Johnson novel, I'm going to really enjoy it, I really want to read it soon. So as soon as I've got my first week of February releases read and reviewed, I'm hoping to move on to this one, because as I say, it doesn't come out until the beginning of March, but I want to get ahead of the hype and I want to get ahead of the game, because I don't want to be in another Gravity of Us grown-up situation where I put it off and put it off and put it off, because that's just silly. And then a couple of other books I have to share with you that I would like to read. I really want to read The Remarkable Journey of Coyote Sunrise, which the lovely Crystal gave me as a birthday gift, and this is a signed edition, and I put a hold on the audio and the audio has just come through, so that to me is the prompt to read it now. So I would like to get to this month. And then my book of the month pick for last month was The Sundown Motel, and it sounds amazing, and I did end up reading a couple of thrillers last month and really enjoyed them, and this is a kind of thriller horror type of thing, and again, everyone I've seen that's read this has loved it, and the hype has kind of died down a little bit about it, so I would like to read this one now. I just absolutely love the cover of this one. I think it's absolutely stunning, and you know, if I could read this before my other book of the month club picks come, that would be ideal. But yeah, a couple of book of the month books to share with you. And then because we have the Oscars next Sunday, I will be making Oscars weeks videos like I did last year, but I'm only going to make 5 this year rather than 7, because you know, I wanted to bring you this video first, because otherwise it'll be the middle of February before I bring you my February TBR. Crystal also sent me for Christmas Renegade Women in Film and TV, so I think what I would like to do is I would like to read this on Oscar Sunday before watching the Oscars, just because there are some women in here who will be featured, and will just get me super hyped. If you watch Golden Globes, you know, obviously Carol Burnett was there. Super hyped for Oscars, so I'm planning on reading that next Sunday, just, you know, so you know the exact day I'm going to be reading this book. But yeah, I've been very excited about reading it, and you know, Oscars is the perfect jog to make me do it. And then another one which I've been wanting to make a book versus movie video on for a little while, and I have the audiobook of this one and I have the physical book of this one, and my library has the movie on Hoopla to stream, so now's the time. I want to reread Can You Keep a Secret by Sophie Kinsella and watch the movie, because I've been talking about it for so long now and I just want to get to it already. It kind of was tentatively on my January TBR, but it just didn't happen, partly because of kind of trying to watch all the Oscar films that I can, but this one needs to happen this month. It just needs to happen now, and I want to bring you the book versus movie because I want to do that. And then a couple of graphic novels I have, again being prompted by a movie coming out. I would like to read Harley Quinn Breaking Glass, which is by Mariko Tamaki, and I met her at Book Expo and I've had this since then and it sounded amazing. And again, everyone I know who's read this has said that it's really, really good, and because the Harley Quinn movie is coming out on Friday, I would like to read this in preparation for watching it. Realistically, I'm probably not going to be watching that movie until next week. Maybe this is one to read before the Oscars as well, I don't know. And then my hold in the library came in for Baby Girls Volume 6, and I've had a hold on this one since they were pre-ordering this, so this is the first copy that's been borrowed from the library, which is very exciting. It's so like crisp and new, and I don't want to bend it too much, just like open it just a little bit so that it's crisp and new for the next person who has it as well. But I'm excited to read this one, having loved the Paper Girls series that I read most of in 2018, but I think I read Paper Girls Volume 5 and maybe 4 in January 2019, so need to get this one read. And then finally, another book of the month club pick that I have, that I had a hold on the audiobook because it's so long. It's such a long book. I mean, but it's not, it's like 450 pages, it's fine. But I had a hold on the audiobook for a while and the hold has taken forever, but it's just come in. And this is The Gifted School by Bruce Holsinger, which sounds really, really good and sounds a lot like a Liane Moriarty novel. And again, the hold coming in on my library book, but library audiobook has prompted me to put this on my February TBR. So there we go. It's quite an ambitious February TBR, not gonna lie. Let me know in the comments if any of those books are also on your February TBR, or any of those releases are on your radar. Leave me some words of encouragement so that I can get through all of these books. Like I say, I have started 3 of them already, so it's fine. And I already have a review for one of the February releases, which will be in the description box. It's gonna be fine. Like I say, just, you know, leave me some words of encouragement. I'd love to hear from you. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. Make sure you are subscribed. My Oscars week videos are coming up next week, and then I have that trailer reaction and the book versus movie and the January wrap up coming up for you, so you're not going to want to miss those. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you with some movie chat and book chat very soon.